This week I am grieving the loss of my partner's grandma, who he called a Paw. She was 100 years old. You could say she died of old age and that it had nothing to do with COVID-19. Or you might say that pandemic quarantine procedures meant she couldn't have visitors in the nursing home, which meant that her daughter, who had been giving her many extra hours of care, couldn't see her, which meant she wasn't eating as much. They decided to move her into hospice, so at least family could be with her. She died shortly thereafter. So in a way, you could say that her death was sort of COVID-related. It's a little bit complicated, but we can say she lived a long life. This summer, I am grieving the anniversary of the loss of my dad, David Tran. He was 51 years old. I have a certificate of death that lists cause of death as pending. I have an amendment to medical certification of certificate of death that lists the cause of death as disseminated histoplasmosis associated with acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. I didn't know he had HIV or AIDS until after he had passed. I don't know what knowing that would have changed, but it's a little bit complicated. Most people say he died young. Depending on the season of grief, I have been grappling with this idea of what if the time I had with him was enough. This week I am grieving the loss of George Floyd. He was 46 years old. He was suffocated and murdered by police. It's not complicated. He died too young. This summer, I am grieving the anniversary of the loss of Michael Brown. He was 18 years old. He was shot and murdered by police. It's not complicated. He died way, way too young. The summer of 2014, when Michael Brown was shot in Ferguson, was largely the summer I woke up to the realities of police brutality. That summer was a summer of Black Lives Matter protests. Over the years, we said the names of Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Rekia Boyd, Alton Sterling, and too many others. It's been 6 years since 2014. This year, Michael Brown would have been 24 years old. In those 6 years, did I do enough? Did we do enough? I know practicing anti-racism is a lifetime endeavor. I know dismantling white supremacy will probably take my whole lifetime, if not more. And I'm willing to give my lifetime to this work. The thing is, I know I will probably have a lifetime to give. But when am I willing to give so that they also have more time in their lives? These are the years these men would have lived if they had each lived to be 100. If I were performing this play live, you would each get one of these links. We would each hold a year in our hands, a year in a life. And I would ask you, what do you intend to do with yours this year?